Hey, what's poppin'? You know what I'm saying? Welcome to my YouTube channel. First, I want to thank you for taking the time to actually take this time to watch my video and hear what I gotta say. Alright? So, I'm noticing a lot of weirdo behavior, you feel me? And I'm trying to talk about this, giving 10 reasons on things that make you look like a weirdo, alright? I'm gonna just jump straight into it. I don't like all the extra bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So, one thing is, first we're gonna talk about what is a weirdo, right? When we say weirdo, what does that mean, right? Okay, so a weirdo here, we talking about the United States, but a weirdo here is different from a weirdo in China. You understand what I'm saying? So a weirdo over there, so being a weirdo, you going against social norms. So a social norm is like a normal thing that you do in a social setting. You get what I'm saying? So here, you know, if somebody says hi, you say hi back, right? If someone smiles at you, I mean, it'd be acceptable to smile back at them. You know what I mean? When someone says, when someone does something for you, you tell them thank you. Those are social norms. You get what I'm saying? That's what's accepted here, generally, right? You go to China, they have things like they don't tip. So in China, they don't tip. If you try to tip somebody, a waiter or something, it's not considered like, oh, that's not generally a social norm. So you try to pull out some money when a waiter done helped you, and they gonna look at you like, what the fuck this nigga doing? So that's against the social norm. You're gonna be considered a weirdo in China. You understand what I'm saying? So the first thing is understanding what is a weirdo. Like I said, you're going against the social norm. And so you got to understand the social norm, all right? So the first, number one, right? We're going to talk about number one. The first thing, right, is um, basically you don't understand the social norm, right? That may make you a weirdo, you know what I'm saying? You go to a place that you're not really normally, you know, invited in, you're not normally a part of, and you don't really know what their customs is, you might do some shit and you really don't know. So they look at you like, what the fuck this nigga doing? You know what I'm saying? So, for instance, right? Let's say you go into a place, like I said, China, for instance. Let's say you go to China, you take a trip or something like that. And you really don't know that you're supposed to take your shoes off. Or, I mean, Japan. I believe they do that in Japan, right? You go to Japan, you don't take your shoes off. They might look at you weird. You know what I'm saying? You'll be a weirdo. You know what I'm saying? So you don't understand the social norms. That's the first thing, right? All right. Number two is gonna be your appearance. Your appearance will make you look like a weirdo. You get what I'm saying? Your appearance will make you look like a weirdo. Let me explain, right? If you got a fucking fucked up haircut, you look dirty, you wearing a big long trench coat, you know what I'm saying? And you just look like a fucking weirdo. We all know what a weirdo looks like, right? Or in our heads, right? Because anybody can be a weirdo. But we all know in our head what we think a weirdo is, right? Like, oh, that motherfucker is just weird. You know what I'm saying? We all know. So you gotta understand, you gotta be self-aware. Check out my last video where I talk about self-awareness. You gotta be self-aware to understand, is what I look like a normal person? You get what I'm saying? Um, you know, and it's no disrespect to anybody that's LGBT, you know what I'm saying? But it can be considered weird if you are wearing, you know, women's clothes and you're a guy, because it's outside of the social norm. It's outside of what's normal. You get what I'm saying? What we consider normal, right? Anybody can do what they want, respect to any and everybody. But I'm just saying it may get you boxed into the weird category. You understand what I'm saying? So, so first was not understanding the social norms wherever you're at. Number two is gonna be appearance. You get what I'm saying? Number three is gonna be talking to strangers, right? No matter how cool you are, no matter how fly you dress, no matter how much money you got, no matter, some people just don't want to talk to strangers. When we kids, we conditioned to not talk to strangers. We always told, hey, don't talk to strangers. That's anybody you don't know. So when you go up and you try to conversate with some people gonna talk to you, but some people are just gonna be like, yeah, that motherfucker weird, because I don't want to talk to him. And some people are just never gonna talk to you, and it is what it is, right? it doesn't mean you're weird. It just means that that person is going to consider you weird because you're talking to them and they don't know you. And a lot of people are conditioned to understand that, hey, we don't talk to strangers. So that's one of those things, right? Um, so that was number 3, I believe. Um, Number 4 is going to be being on drugs, right? We all know when you're on drugs, you're going to do weird shit. You're probably going to tweak and shit. People are going to notice. You're doing little shit, and people are going to notice. Maybe you don't notice, but everyone notices because you're on drugs and you just high and you really don't know what you're doing. So people are going to perceive you to be weird. We all know crackheads are interesting people, but we all kind of look at them like they kind of weird. You understand what I'm saying? So that's gonna be one of them things, right? Uh, I think I'm on 5. Number 5, maybe I'm on 4, I don't know. Number 5 or 4, whatever number I'm on, right? I'm just gonna go through the whole list I got in my head. Number 5 is gonna be not having friends. When you're in a place by yourself, people gonna wonder why you don't have no friends there with you, why you're here by yourself. It's gonna maybe one of them things gonna get people to consider you to be a weirdo. You know what I'm saying? If you go out, you wanna try to be with people, you go by yourself, people gonna look at you like a weirdo, like why is he by himself? Why don't nobody wanna fuck with him? He must be a weirdo. You get what I'm saying? Because if he's not a weirdo, he would have friends here with him, and people will fuck with him. He'll have people to be able to bring wherever he going, and he doesn't. He's by himself in a social setting, so it's just gonna look weird, right? It doesn't mean you're a weirdo. People go out all the time, but you know, it's gonna have people consider you a weirdo. The next point is gonna be talking too much, right? People don't like when you just talk too much, right? They want you to shut up, but you just won't shut up. Yeah, like you ever had somebody that just brrr, brrr at the mouth? Yeah, yeah, you like this motherfucker weird because he so shut up. Like, you know what I'm saying? He don't even know how to have a conversation the right way, right? So that's gonna be another one of the things. You understand what I'm saying? Um, and this go with appearance, but another thing that's gonna get you to be considered weird is being ugly. You know what I'm saying? For example, let's say you just go up and talk to somebody. You know what I'm saying? If you ugly, you weird. You know what I mean? If you cute, like you say the same shit, but you cute, and it's like, oh damn, he. So for example, right? Let's say you ugly, and you go up to somebody, and you like, damn, what's up? Like, you know what I'm saying? Um, I like that shit. Like, damn, you fine as fuck, right? They gonna be like that motherfucker weird. But if you cute, then they gonna be like, oh damn, he's brave. I like his confidence. You get what I'm saying? So if you cute, you get a pass for shit, right? A lot of times when you cute, you just get a pass for shit. When you ugly, you can't do the same shit that a cute nigga do. You know what I'm saying? So you might get considered to be a weirdo if you are ugly. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Like, you know, oh, excuse me. Another thing that's gonna get you to be considered weird is if you're with weirdos. You get what I'm saying? You could be the coolest nigga in the whole pack. If your whole pack of friends is weirdos, they gonna group you in with that pack of friends and you gonna be a weirdo too. So if you pull up to the club and you got 4 weirdos with you, guess what? You number 5, nigga. Like you the 5th weirdo. You know what I'm saying? So if you going out with people, make sure they fly like you, because if they not fly like you gonna be a weirdo with them. You know what I'm saying? So don't go out with lame niggas. Don't go out with lame niggas, because when you go out with lame niggas, you're gonna be considered the last lame nigga. And you wanna go out with people that got the matching fly just like you. So you don't get grouped in on some, oh man, he just like them. You know what I'm saying? Um, Saying off the wall shit, that's gonna get you to be grouped in as a weirdo, right? We all know somebody that just say off the wall shit. You be like, what? Like, making jokes about shit that, like, you shouldn't really joke about. You get what I'm saying? They're gonna group you in to be a weirdo on that, right? You should not. So there's certain jokes we all know to stay away from, right? We ain't gonna sit here and joke to people. Some people might think, oh, I'm just me and I say what I want and I do what I want. But people are gonna consider you to be weird, right? When you just say the weirdest shit. You just say off the wall shit. Like, you understand what I'm saying? You say off the wall shit, people gonna just consider you to be weird. You know what I'm saying? Another thing is not understanding when you're not wanted in a group setting. So let me explain that to you, right? Let's say you go up to somebody. Let's say you go up to a group of people, you know what I'm saying? And you like trying to talk to them. They don't want to talk to you, but you don't know that. You just keep talking to them, but they ain't gonna tell you like, oh, we don't want to talk to you, nigga. But you could just kind of tell, like their body language, they moving away from you, like you welcome, you say, hey, how you doing? And they go, we're good, like that. But then you keep, you know what I'm saying, trying to, nah. So that's another thing, understanding when you're not wanting in a social setting, right? If I strike up a conversation with a nigga or something, I can always tell if the nigga just gonna talk to me. Like, I like, hey, what's up? How you doing? If he asks me questions back, when they not asking you nothing back, they answering your question, but then they kind of like trying to get back to what they doing. They don't want you there. And if you keep trying to talk to them, they gonna consider you to be a weirdo. You know what I'm saying? Um, and the last thing is gonna be, I'm gonna say double, triple, and quadruple texting somebody, right? So let's say you done sent your text out. If you send a text out to somebody, who the fuck you think got the text? You think they mama got the text? You think they uncle got the text? You think they sister got the text? Nah, none of them didn't get it. All right, player. They got the text, and they know that you text them, and if they ain't text you back, it's on purpose, right? Like, they could just pick up their phone and just send you the message back. But they didn't send you nothing back. They looked at it, and they said, this motherfucker right here. You get what I'm saying? So understand that if you sit there, all right, let's say you text a girl something, you say, hey, right? Or you hit her up like, hey, you're beautiful, right? On Messenger or whatever you're doing. And then they don't respond. And then you take your stupid ass and send another one and go, oh, hey, how you doing? Or did you see my last message? Just some stupid ass shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And then you just keep doing it, right? You already fucked up doing it twice. But it's motherfuckers that probably do that shit 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. They just keep going, like down the whole line. It's to the point where they talking to themselves. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, that girl gonna look at the message and be like, this motherfucker weird. So it's gonna be, you don't understand when you're not wanted in social situations. Double texting, triple texting. Your appearance gonna make you look like a weirdo. Saying off the wild shit gonna make you look like a weirdo. If you're just ugly in general, then people are gonna just kind of think you're a weirdo just because, like, you know, people always tend to, they'll give a pass to a cuter person, and an ugly person, they kind of like, yeah, that motherfucker weird. You get what I'm saying? But if it's a cute person, it's like, oh man, he made me blush. But if it's an ugly motherfucker, like, that nigga weird as hell. You get what I'm saying? When you talk to strangers, some people just don't want to talk to you. They just, it don't matter how fly cool you are, they don't want nothing to do with you. You know what I'm saying? Going to a place without friends that's gonna make you look like a weirdo, and being on drugs, you know what I'm saying? And then being with weirdos, you know what I'm saying? So all those things are gonna cause you to be a weirdo. All right, so it go back to my last video. You gotta be self-aware. You gotta analyze your actions. If you're doing any of these things, you need to cut that shit out, because you don't want people to view you as a weirdo. Because being a weirdo is the least attractive thing to do, all right? You could be the finest, most handsome nigga in the world, but if you're a weirdo, then unfortunately it's gonna cancel out that fineness, all right? And you can have the most money in the world, all right? You can have $1 billion, but if you're $1 billion weirdo, no one wants to be around you. You get what I'm saying? So y'all holler back at me in my next video. Please hit the subscribe button if you made it this far. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna keep dropping this game. I've been through a lot, so I could talk about a lot. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna stay out here. You feel me? Hey, appreciate you.